Okay, so in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you what arithmetic operators are, and these aren't really too complicated, but I just quickly want to go over these. So without wasting any time, let's just get started. Okay, so arithmetic operators in JavaScript are used to perform basic arithmetic on numbers. Okay, so it's basically just plus, minus and stuff like that, but I just quickly want to go over that. There are a few that you need to be clear on other than the plus, minus and stuff like that. Okay, so let's just quickly go over these. Addition. Okay, so this one's straightforward. If there are two numbers and you add a plus between them, it will be known as addition, and you can add two numbers using this. So 5 plus 2 is just 7. Okay, that's just simple. 5 plus 5, for example, is 10, as you can see. Okay, so this was this. So the next one is subtraction, which is minus. So subtracts the right operand from the left one. So as you can see, 5 minus 2 is 3, and let's say 5 minus 6, for example. Okay, so if you consider what this could be, it's going to be minus 1. There we go, minus 1. Let's move on to the next one, which is multiplication, and this is also quite simple. It's just multiplying a number, and you use this for multiplication, this asterisk. So this right here multiplies two numbers. Okay, so this multiplies two numbers, and 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. 5 by 5 is going to be 25. Okay, let me just save this. There we go. 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. So let me just get to the next one now. Okay, so the next one is division. Okay, so this is used for division, the forward slash. And what this does is it divides the left operand by the right operand. Okay, divides the left by the right. Okay, so consider it like this. It's basically like this. Whatever is here is going to be at the top, and whatever is here is going to be at the bottom. Okay, and this is used to divide, to show that I want to divide these two. So this is how it's done. And 5 by 2 is going to be 2.5. Okay, that's obvious. And if it let's say it's gonna be something like 10, okay, or let's say 12, for example. Let's say this, it's gonna be 6. See, nothing complicated. So let's just move forward. Modulus, which is basically returns the remainder of a division. So 5 by this, okay, so this is going to be 1. Okay, for example, just add 9 here, and let me say 5, for example, right? So the remainder of this will be 4. Let's save this and see, it's 4. So even if it's like something, let's say 199, right? So this is also going to be 4. So that's basically what this is doing. Okay, it's returning the remainder of whatever number is here, if the remainder is by this number. Okay, that's how the remainder works. Let's go into this one. Okay, this is exponentiation, which is basically, it's, you know how you used to calculate something raised to the power of some number? So this is doing that. This is basically saying that this is 5 raised to the power of 2, which is, in your calculator you used to write something like this, and this is doing that. Or in simple terms, let's say, let me just save this first. This is not the answer for this. Okay, see, 25. So this is 5 raised to the power of 2, but let's say, let me just reverse these, okay, to give you a better example of what I mean. So this is 32, and you would say that, okay, I just reversed these, so how is this not 25? So the difference is that before it was 5 multiply by 5, and now it's 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, which is equal to 32. Okay, so this is what this is doing, that 2 multiplied by this many times. Okay, that's what's basically happening with this. So this was exponentiation, and let's go to this, which is increment and decrement operators, and this is really simple, and I'm just going to explain both of these at the same time. This isn't really that different. So while this is loading, the increment operator, what this does is increases a value by 1. Okay, increases a variable by 1. Okay, so x is equal to 5, so it will be equal to 6 now. And with y, the decrement operator decreases a variable by 1, which is basically it's 5, so double minus is gonna be 4 now. Okay, so even if this was like 15, let's say, right, both of these are 15, so it's saying it's 15 now. Double plus means increment it, increase it by 1, and y is 15. Double minus means decrease the value by 1. As you can see, this is 16 and this is 14. So that's how increment and decrement work. Now let's go into this. Okay, so unary negation, which basically means it's converting a positive number to a negative, which is basically like if we had 5 minus 6, so it would become minus 1, right? So it's basically what we're doing with this is saying that this is a positive number. Take the variable of that, and if I add a minus to it, make that into whatever number it is, but a negative of that. Okay, so that's what it's doing. See, negative 5, this is 5, and I'm just adding minus to the variable. So that's what unary negation does. So unary plus. So what this does is attempts to convert the operand to a number. So if you have a string, right, it will convert that into a number if you add a plus to it. That's it. So this right now is a number, and if I want to check this, let me just do this. Okay, and let me just add, save this, and what this will do is now tell me whether this is a string or a number. So as you can see, the first one, which is x, is a string, but I'm saying that convert this string, this variable string, into a number and put that in y. So this is turning it into a number. So that's what's happening here. Okay, so if you want to turn a string into a number, you just add a plus to that variable. That's it. So let's go into our last example, which is when you have something like this, right? What's happening is the way it's doing all of this addition, subtraction, multiplication, stuff like that, right? So it's taking in what is considered higher, right? So a multiply will be considered higher than something like a plus, right? So what's happening here is that it's doing 2 multiplied by b, which is 20. So 2 multiplied by 20, which is 40. And then I'm adding it into this, which would make it 50. Basically, I'm going to write it here. So consider it like this. First, it's doing, I'm going to make it like this. Okay, so first it's doing 2 multiplied by 20, which would be 40. And then what it's doing is 40 plus 10, which is 50. But here I want a and b, which is this, to be calculated first. Multiply that by 2. So add both of these variables and then multiply that by 2. That's what I'm trying to do here with this, by adding this. So what's happening here is actually it's a plus b. So it's 10 plus 20, which is 30. And then what's happening is 30 multiplied by 2, which is 60. Okay, so that's what's happening with this one. So I'm telling it to, instead of doing it like this and then doing it like this, I'm telling it to do it like this and then do it like this. Okay, so by wrapping variables inside of this, right, I'm telling it to calculate this first and then calculate whatever is outside. Okay, so that's what's happening here. I hope you like this tutorial. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers right now. So as soon as we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll be making full stack tutorials. So help the channel get to 1,000 subscribers, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.